तस्मादस्य महाबाहो निगृहीतानि सर्वशः इन्द्रियाणीन्द्रियार्थेभ्यः तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता.
Therefore, tasmad, therefore, O Mahabaho, O mighty armed, in this case referring to Arjuna, and even all other seekers just like Arjuna, the mighty armed. Tasya, Bhagavan says, his, Tasya pragya, his wisdom, pratishtitha, is steady. When is it steady? Yasya, whose, indriyanam. Indriyanam means the senses of that person are withdrawn, are restrained. Nigrihitani. Sarvashaha, completely restrained, completely withdrawn. From what? Indriyarthebhya, from the sense objects. Indriyan indriyarthebhya, the senses which relate to the sense objects. The taste of the coffee. The taste is the sense, the coffee is the object. They are withdrawn from the object. That person sees the objects completely differently. And not only does that person sees the objects differently, the objects also treat this person differently. We saw that the last time, right? So not only is this person able to see the object differently, and the wisdom of this person is able to use the same senses to get into a higher level of tranquility, the objects also are different for this person. So there was this famous painter, he was very well known, his fame had traveled far and wide, and an emperor heard about this painter. And he said, wow, this man must be something really great because he's so well known. And I've heard all excellent things about him. So let me call him. And the emperor was building this new palace. And he said, I would like you to paint this wall, this darbar wall, a huge, massive hall. I would like you to paint that wall. So the painter accepted, and he came, he was received, facilitated, and praised in the court. And the painter said, sir, I would like to get started tomorrow morning. The permission was given. There was a young man who was present in the audience at this time. The young man said to the king, sir, Lord, can I also be allowed to paint? I also can paint. Can I also please be allowed? And the king was like, I've never heard of this person. Forget about his skills about painting. So why is he asking? But the king, a very fair emperor, said, what is it that you want to do? So the artist said, sir, this is a big hall, and you have asked the master to paint one of the large walls in the hall. Can I paint the opposite side? The king said, what will you paint? He said, I will paint exactly what this master paints, so that the hall will look symmetric when somebody walks in, and it will add to the grandeur. And I will paint exactly what the master paints. He said, can you do that? He said, yes, sir, not only can I do that, but I don't even have to see what he's painting. Without seeing what he's painting, I will paint what he does. Now, the king was even more intrigued. Not only had he got a world-renowned painter, here is a young man who's claiming that he will paint exactly the same thing without seeing. So he doesn't know what the painter is going to paint. So then he said, my palace is going to become extremely famous, because this palace is not only going to have the piece of art of this master, a masterpiece, this palace is also going to have the same painting which was drawn by someone who had not even seen or did not know what was being drawn. So a large curtain, a thick curtain was drawn in between the center of the hall, so that the young painter cannot see what the master is painting. And there were guards deployed to ensure. Now the king was like, he better be speaking the truth, because if he's speaking the truth, this is going to be unprecedented. And I will ensure, my guards will ensure that nobody is able to, he is not able to see what the painter is painting. So that was done. After about a month, the master artist said, I am done with my painting. And he invited the emperor to come and see his painting. The king came, he saw the painting, he was mind was blown away. It was an absolute masterpiece, and it added to the beauty of the darbar. Then he called the youngster and he said, "What have you done, and how much more time do you need?" The youngster said, "Sir, I am also ready. My painting is also done." And he said, "Oh, that's excellent." And he said, "Let's now draw the curtain away." And the curtain was drawn away. And then the king sees the other side, and his mind was absolutely blown away this time, because what he saw on the other side was a fantastic mirror image replica of what the painter had drawn. And it was absolutely beautiful. And just like the youngster said, it was, it added to the grandeur, a symmetrical masterpiece. And like I said, it was a mirror image. So the king asked him, "How did you do this, without even seeing?" So the youngster replied, "Sir, all I did was, while the master had asked for paints and brushes and the works that are required for painting, the tools that I had asked for, a muslin cloth, some water and some wax. And you have this beautiful marble wall. All I did was, in the time that I didn't even take a month, I cleaned and polished this wall to an extent where it would reflect the master's painting. That is all I did." And the king was like, "Wow, man, I mean, this guy must be someone who's extremely smart." And he realized that this young man was not a painter, but a highly accomplished spiritual master. He said, the emperor bowed to the youngster and said, "Please tell us, what are you trying to teach?" And the young man replied, he said, "Your senses and mind, they perceived the masterpiece. There was this object, that object is the painting. And your senses and mind, your mind and intellect, they perceived it, which is a real presence. But your same senses and mind, the mind and intellect instrument, they also perceived an unreal painting, which is not really a painting." So he said, it's actually not a painting. So the object world is nothing but a reflection of one's own mind and intellect. And withdrawing our senses makes the mind and intellect clean and pure. All I did was cleaned up that wall. Similarly, if all of us clean, this is what the youngster is telling the emperor, if we all clean up our mind, remember removing the impurities. We have talked about all of that. If we are able to remove all the impurities, then the pure-minded, the pure intellect, that is what is an enabler for being steady in wisdom.